What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video game review on Bearded Kappa Productions. Yeah, this may surprise y'all. Based on my previous videos, I play more than just RPGs. And Tekken 5 is or Tekken in general, is my fighting game franchise. With 5 being probably the premier game for me, as far as the pinnacle. I should say, I guess more so than premier. This was definitely the one I dug in deep. Now the franchise has been going on for a while, and I've played one through. Actually, yeah. And now I think about it, I've played all of them, but I want to emphasize on 5 because that's the one where I was actually in the arcade scene, where I was actually playing to be competitive. Playing, we were in the dojo, as we would call it, our Tekken dojo. We had to get down on it. Me and my group of friends, particularly my buddy Davon Lewis, he really brought me into the franchise. Well, we'll get into that here in a little bit. Little quick details. This game was released in Japan in November of 2004 with a worldwide release, and this is the arcade in December. So they put it out pretty quickly everywhere. It finally touched down on PlayStation 2 on March 31st, 2005. North America, February 24th, 2005. And Europe got it in June 24th, 2005. Now, that's the big emphasis of it being a PlayStation 2 game, is really key to what made me really like this one. Because I'm not an arcade player very much. Not competitively fighting games, because I can't use an arcade stick to save my life. But the Tekken 5 arcade cabinet had a very unique feature, and I don't know if any other fighting game or really many other arcade games had this option. You could actually bring your PlayStation 2 controllers, and yes, this is back in the day when we had cords on our controllers, kids. Many of y'all may not remember that anymore, and you could plug in a PlayStation 2 controller into the arcade and play that way, and that's what made me be able to actually hang the arcades. Now, I'm not going to sit here and try to say I was like the top tier player. I won all the tournaments. No. See, circling back to my buddy I mentioned, Davon Lewis, this dude I'm assuming he's kept up. Unfortunately, I haven't really been able to play Tekken much anymore, but he was a beast. And I met him working at Game Exchange, and he got me back into Tekken because I'd played. And when Part 4 came out, it was a limited roster in 4, but it was still a lot of fun. It was still a lot more grounded of a game. It didn't become the Juggle Fest that it's evolved into. That pretty much started with 5, but I think 5 still had a good ground game to it. With 4, though, yeah, he would have. I mean, his legend was known. I didn't even notice at the time until we really started hanging out more and more, and he got me into playing it. And we'd have games on display. Try it before you buy it. In our game, I don't know if there are game exchanges everywhere, but at least down here in Arkansas, it's a chain, it's a franchise, and the big thing was try it before you buy. So they had systems set up to where you can load up games, and someone would come in, and if we're slow enough, they come in and they'd be like, "I'm here to challenge Dave on to Tekken," and he'd like, "Well, you gotta, he used to have the joke that encouraged me to play more was to say, well, you have to beat Sean first. And I'm like, and by this point, we had already been playing, so I'd lost to Davon so much that I got to be a pretty damn good player. And yeah, so random challengers come in, they had to beat me in order to play Davon. Of course, he'd play them anyway. But yeah, so that's kind of what kicked it off. And then 5 came out, and 5 had a huge roster. I mean, not only were there, of course, new characters in every game, it had all the greatest hits. Every character was now individual, because in the early Tekkens, a lot of fight, like, actually, I don't know if a lot of fight games did it. Tekken did it, though, where you'd unlock extra characters, but they were pretty much just like a skin swap, a palette swap of existing ones. But by 5, they were fully fleshed out. Everyone was unique. Everyone had a different play style, even if they retained some of the similar aspects of each other. But Tekken is just also what I love about it. Like, I played some Street Fighter, I played some Mortal Kombat back in the day, but Tekken with this control scheme, to me, anybody can play it because it's simply left punch, left kick, right kick. I mean, you're controlling limbs, and when it was a little bit more grounded, like back in this days, it felt like you were just a martial arts fight. Granted, yeah, there are people with demon wings and lasers come out their eyes, but despite that, it felt like a true martial art game. And like some of the epic moments you would have, like I said, get into the tournament scene, the storyline I really enjoyed. Character customization was, I believe, this was the first one where you could really like add on like costume pieces and really make your character look unique, which was really cool. And the arcade had a point system on there as well, where playing in the arcade you earned the points, and you could actually have these cards. It would actually print out and save your character data, including your ranks and all that. And this is again 2005, so it was like this is way before online was a regular thing. No, PlayStation 2 could go online, but like and you could play this online, but not many of us had the broadband adapter and all that kind of stuff to get on there. So tournament was where it was in person, and we hit the scenes. And yeah, I'd say I was mid range. I'm going to be honest, but I held my own. My Brian Fury being my main, I definitely had fun with him, and King as my backup once they figured out my bag of tricks. Mixing up King, for those who know King, they know he's the grappler, the pro wrestler with a Jaguar mask, and he's meant for combo, like chain and grapple combos and a lot of that, and I couldn't do any of that. my me playing King as a striker would throw people off pretty good. I was a little proud of that back in the day. But yeah, that's going to do it for now. I mean, there's endless things to talk about with Tekken because it's a huge fighting game. And but like I said 5 was the standout for me because being able to plug in the controller allowed me to, rock the arcades a little bit and I had a lot of fun in there. But yeah, so that's going to do it for today. I put up a poll on Facebook the other day as of this recording asking if y'all wanted more of these solo, would prefer these kind of solo videos to keep going, put out weekly, or if y'all would like me to maybe not put them out as frequently, but have a guest on every episode, so maybe a little bit more discussional. I'm still trying to decide what I want to do. I might just mix it up, keep doing what I've been doing, get the occasional guest, keep putting these out. But hit me up in the comments here as well. Let me know what you think, what you want to hear from me. Or, if you have a guess, maybe hit me up. Let me know what game you want to talk about. And if I have a history with it or some idea, maybe we can collaborate. That's going to do it for today. We'll catch y'all next time.